What is up, guys? Welcome to today's prediction video. For this video we will be covering one of the group stage opening matches in the UEFA Champions League. The match at the Parc de France, to be exact, taking place on the 19th of September 2023 between Paris Saint-Germain and Borussia Dortmund. These two sides have actually met quite recently in the past. On the 11th of March, to be exact, 2020. It was that period just after lockdown, so fans weren't allowed into stadiums as yet. So it wasn't a match that was really impacted by fans or a crowd, for that matter. Dortmund came into the second leg fixture with a 2-1 lead, courtesy of Erling Haaland, but somehow in the second leg in France, PSG managed to turn things around. Neymar opening the scoring in the 28th minute with a free header from a corner. You can see he just sort of gets away from his defender and he's left completely open, so it's a pretty fairly simple header. And then in the first minute of injury time in that first half, Juan Bernat, the ball is played through to Di Maria on the right wing, who cuts it back, and you can see it looks like he's kind of trying to pick out Edison Cavani. But Juan Bernat just gets a toe poke on it, and it's enough to sort of just throw everybody off, and the ball trickles into the back of the net. PSG winning 2-0 on the night and 3-2 on aggregate. We open up our team analysis portion of the video with the home side Paris Saint-Germain. Now PSG are looking a little wobbly lately this season. 2 wins, 2 draws and a single loss in their last 5 matches. A lot has been said about PSG this season, but so far Kylian Mbappe is doing a decent job. He's the club's top scorer right now, so I think he's going to be the first player that we need to watch. So quick, so precise. If a defense is sleeping, Mbappe is going to take advantage. Dortmund need to stay alert at the back. Next up, I want to talk about Lucas Hernandez. Now, Hernandez was brought in to replace the outgoing Sergio Ramos. And PSG knew exactly what they were getting when they signed the defender from Bayern Munich. Hernandez has seemed to have done an okay job so far at PSG despite their terrible record. I think the glaring problem at PSG is the fact that they're still conceding goals, which they should not be conceding. And I think Lucas Hernandez and co at the back are going to have to solidify themselves up there. And again, I want to talk about a defender, but this time it is an attacking defender. Achraf Hakimi, to be exact. The Moroccan has proven that when it comes to being an attacking fullback, he is one of the best in the world right now. And he's contributed many assists to PSG this season. I think he's going to be expected to do that again. But then they're going to need the rest of the defense to just cover for him every time he pushes forward to stop themselves from being exposed at the back. For Borussia Dortmund, it's looking a bit better actually this season. It's 3 wins and 2 draws for the German side so far in their last 5. Them having yet to taste defeat. Dortmund are looking solid. I think their last match was against Freiburg, where they managed to come back in dramatic fashion, but Dortmund were leading and then they threw it away and then they had to come back, which is a recurring feature of Borussia Dortmund. Players to watch, I think we got to open with Mats Hummels, who got 2 goals in that victory over Freiburg. Hummels, obviously being a center defender, you're expecting him to just be there solid, but Hummels is such a threat from corners and set pieces, and he proved that with a brace. Hummels equally adept from set pieces, defending and attacking. Next up, I want to talk about Emre Can. Now, the last time these two sides met, Emre Can was actually given a red card. He's going to have to make sure that he is disciplined on the night. But Emre Can as well, with his reading of the game, his defensive play, he will just be expected to keep Dortmund solid in the center. And lastly, I want to talk about Donyell Malen. Now, he is currently Borussia Dortmund's top goal scorer for the season. Kind of a surprise to me because I expected Sebastian Haller to be in the slot, but Malen is doing very well so far, and Dortmund will expect him to continue this trend on their weekday fixtures in the Champions League, just getting these goals and making sure that the German side get the lead and are able to extend their lead every time they go out on the pitch. Okay, this is actually a very difficult match to call. PSG have lost a lot of players. We're talking about players like Verratti, who's gone to Saudi Arabia along with Neymar. Sergio Ramos has returned to Spain with Sevilla. And then, of course, Leo Messi in the MLS in the US with Inter Miami. So at PSG, all the expectation now falls on Kylian Mbappe. Now, they've brought in some players like Lucas Hernandez, like Ousmane Dembele and Marcos Asensio. But the problem with Dembele and Asensio is both are kind of injury prone. And as it stands now, Asensio actually is injured, and so is Presnel Kimpembe. So PSG are looking a little shaky everywhere right now. I do think PSG are a real quality side, but the same can be said for Dortmund. Dortmund, on the other hand, have proven to be their worst enemy in recent seasons. Dortmund often have to come back in spectacular fashion, but they only have to come back because they throw leads away or because they concede very stupid goals. I think PSG playing at home here, they have a slight advantage, honestly. Despite the fact that PSG are not starting off their season ideally, I think they actually have more to give here than Borussia Dortmund. I think based on the players that PSG have on paper, and I think based on the fact that Dortmund just tend to shoot themselves in the foot quite often, I don't see a positive result for Dortmund here. I think a draw is likely, but I think a PSG win is more likely. Remember, PSG have been hunting this Champions League trophy for years. The closest they got to was, I think, the final of, I'm not sure if it was 2021 or 2022, maybe even 2020. But it was in that period where PSG managed to get to the final. And they just want to get their foot over that line. So they will definitely be pushing for it. And you can see the owners have officially decided to build the entire squad around Mbappe, giving Mbappe whatever he wants, and just getting him players who will complement him, as opposed to players who they feel are just world-class and should be able to perform on a world-class stage. They are now working on actually building a unit. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.